Texas, today at NRG Stadium, as we're going to find out who will go home as champions of the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the Arizona Wildcats offense going to get the chance to start this game off. Guys, it's been a long season. These two squads have had their fair share of battles, but today, David, they have a chance to end the season with a double.
Yeah, and it's a little bit old school, right? With the bowl system, not as much to play for, but you get to put that uniform on again. And it should mean something. You had the bowl prep. You got to have some fun in a different city, Jesse. Now you get to go out and attack this game.
And it's another opportunity just to finish the season, right? To go out with a win. Both of these teams have taken this bowl game seriously. They've prepared. They feel like they're both ready to go. Winning this game is important to build momentum for next year, and also you want to send the seniors out with a double.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's cut. The Wildcats will have to send out the punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. So Alabama's offense will go to work for the first time. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power. All those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well together.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Spence. Looks like Alabama will pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Rides the back and leaves it. Fights off a defender. He has an extensive juke library, and he exhausted it and still didn't pick up much. On third down, he drops the throw. Got his man downfield. And he takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. An explosive play for this offense.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Now the play fake. Here's the pressure. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down. They can pick up the first without scoring. From the gun. Wants to pass. Pocket breaking down. And he couldn't find quite enough running room to reach the line to gain. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Arizona sending the offense onto the field. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. Working well behind the sticks on second down. He'll do it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. He wants to throw it. Flips it out on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. Arizona runs out the punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Wide receiver going in motion. The give to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle, it's Spence. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. Right on the money. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. Now on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Looking for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown tie.
Really nice job by the quarterback there, just letting the play develop. He had his eyes down in the middle of the field, and I think when he saw that deep middle area vacated, he said to himself, I've got a guy running right into that area. I'm throwing this thing on time, and this is going to be a touchdown, and that's exactly what happened.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Arizona has it back, the offense coming out to bear down. Looking to throw on first down. They've spotted them a 10-0 start. Now to see if they can answer on this drive. Makes the tackle at the 32, but they were backed up inside their 20, and they pick up 15. Pressure coming. Fires to the big fella. And they knock him down. There was nowhere to go. Defense is swarming. Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down. Looking to fire. Lets it fly. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down. The Wildcats come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He lobs one high down the left side. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them.
Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense puts you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments, but this possession, we got to get a stop, got to stop the bleeding, and get the ball back to our offense.
This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. Here's the handoff.
Really good surge that time by the offensive line. You saw all those bodies by the defense being pushed backwards. That opened up the crease for the ball carrier. He's able to get a really nice gain there, setting up 2nd and inches.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Still on his feet at the 35. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. Alabama just did work on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to it. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break, and they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Going to need to step up to make sure this one doesn't get out of hand as the second quarter is about to get underway. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Back to pass. They'll run the screen. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Crimson Tide a long, long way from the line to gain here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there. They bring the punter onto the field now. He'll field the punt and look for room. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Arizona sending the offense onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Quarterback keeps it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Now facing a third and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Dumps it to the back. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. The Wildcats will have to send out the punt team. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. Guys, this offense will go back on the attack. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Got a man, it's Spence. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. This time they'll go to the running game. Just feeding his pads to the defense as he gets it to the 36. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on second and short. Oh, they're after him. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down to the 42.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Looks as if he's going to run it. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He won't be able to return this one as it goes out of bounds. Arizona has it back, the offense coming out to bear down. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Powers through the defender.
Man, this defense is so athletic in their front seven. They're able to fight off the blocks on that third down screen play, make the tackle. Now it's setting up fourth down.
Playing the field position game as he makes the fair catch right at the 50. Bunch formation for these receivers. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. Quick strike complete.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage.
Turning it on! He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. It'll be a draw. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. Going for 6. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
That is one the quarterback is going to want to have back. It's touchdowns or it's checkdowns once you get down to the red zone. You can't get too aggressive and greedy trying to fit the football into small windows, and as a result, QB throws a pick.
Arizona sending the offense onto the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Gets that thing away from the goal line. He's all the way out to the 7 with a pickup of 6. And the Wildcats can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. And he just threw that one away. Safe move, didn't see anything, lived to play another play. They've already punted 4 times in this game, and they're about to run the guy out there for a 5th time if they don't pick up the 1st down here. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Arizona runs out the punt team. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. They'll operate out of split backs. Sends it back in motion. Caught in the backfield. It's Church. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. They'll leave it with him. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a 1st at the 32. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. Looking downfield on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. He'll throw it. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on 3rd down. He wants to throw it again. Got it in the middle. It's Spence. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. It's good. And that lead grows even bigger.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Using the quick game. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Caught near the sticks. It's Johns. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the 1st down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. Looking to throw on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. On third and long, he has to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. The Wildcats will have to send out the punt team. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Just a short pass to the tight end. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. First and 10 from the 50. Finds a soft spot in the middle. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. They'll line up for a second down play. Back to pass. Catch in the middle. It's Spence. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. The Tide with the first and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Get it out on the screen. He makes the stop, but a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves them in second and manageable. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. And that one's too high, out of bounds, incomplete. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw on third. Nowhere to go with the ball and down. He goes at the 39. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Perfect chance for us to put the first two quarters under the microscope. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true three-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution. For now, let's get back to the guys in the booth to start up this second half.
Arizona set to start this second half. They'll kick it off. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They more than got the job done in the first half. Now the job in a bowl game, don't get distracted and finish the deal here in the second half.
I mean, love the way they came out. They had all that time off, didn't look rusty at all, came out with the foot on the accelerator, looked really, really good. Palmer, you just more of the same here in the second half.
I agree. And if you're on that side... right now. Now's not the time to be thinking about the off-season, the strength program, what classes you're taking in the spring. You need to focus on finishing this game and punctuating this season.
Got room to work. There he goes.
Yeah.
A big play. Gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44.
What an individual effort there by the quarterback on the RPO, because everybody was covered. He just takes off, and he shows you his ability out in the open field. He's like a running back. He's got great vision. He's got the speed. He looks so natural when he's in the second level carrying the rock. Huge gain on offense by the Q. I love it on that play.
Going to swing it on second down. Oh, he wants it all. Got him. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
I love when you back the defense off of you. If you want to get aggressive, I'll take shots down the field, make the defense play more conservative, and now what? Now you're in the red zone with a chance to get some points.
This is a designed run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Offense trying to pay it off on second and goal. Caught behind the line. It's Church. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bama!
And that's why this running back is so dangerous. It's not just handing him off the football, but he's a weapon in the passing game. You see his ability to catch it, turn upfield, make people miss, and find the end zone.
Two-point conversion attempt is on the way. Looking to throw. Makes the grab down the middle. He's got the two-point conversion, and they build on that lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Arizona has it back, the offense coming out to bear down. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Plenty of distance between him and the sticks here on second down. On the ground, it's John. Defense closed down quickly after a gain of 3. They'll mark it at the 32. Arizona right back to the line. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. That's reeled in. It's Parker. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Arizona runs out the punt team. They'll look to pin him deep. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Wants to throw on first down. He'll grab the throw to the sideline and step out of bounds after picking up a few. Backed up now, here's second and long. Off the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Makes a connection. And make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Finds a little space. Got enough for the first down and wants more. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off play action on first down. Here's the shuffle pass. It's complete.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
The give to the back. Shoots his way for more. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Touchdown, Alabama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point makes it 28-0. A 67-yard touchdown drive there, and they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart. Here he comes with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Arizona sending the offense onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Quick completion to the right. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered to pick up the first. Just keep slinging it. Fires to the middle. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted. The Wildcats will have to send out the punt team. No return coming here. Fair catch is signaled for and made just shy of the 30. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. Got his man on the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. High the chains now on 2nd and long. Quarterback on the keeper. Quick spin on the right. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the 1st down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. Well, guys, so far, this has been a massive beatdown, and it would appear the biggest challenge is what kind of records can they set as we have a look at the 3rd quarter stats. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Off play action. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country, and he's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure, taking a sack there.
Arizona runs out the punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Unloads to the wideout. Working that left side. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and that can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Grabbed behind the line. It's Landry. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this third down. Dropping back, it's Stewart. Grabbed in the middle, it's Ingram. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. And this kicker is turning into old reliable. He's already knocked through a couple today. Right down the boulevard. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Arizona has it back. The offense coming out to bear down. He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Back to pass. Finds his big tight end. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Back to pass on 2nd down. Got a man. It's John. Oh, what a move to get room. Steps out of bounds across the 25. They'll mark it at the 26, and a good pickup for this offense here. Makes the grab. It's Parker. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Needs it to keep this drive alive. Looks as if Arizona will have enough to move the chains. They'll start this one from the 29 on 1st down. To the air on 1st down. Throws for the tight end. It's caught downfield. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Arizona moving the ball quickly down the field. Looking to throw on 1st down. Punts it out of the air. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Picked up 10 there and gets a 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. Looking down the middle. And they won't make the connection going for the big play. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Quickly complete. They'll pick up 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. Arizona will try to pay off this red zone trip. Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Caught. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9, where it'll be 1st and goal.
And that's in Arizona.
He'll pull it on the read. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Wildcats!
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The extra point is good, but the lead is still big, down 31-7. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick.
Perfect execution on the onside kick. And how about the kicker? He makes sure that ball skips a couple times before popping up into the air and allowing his players to go get underneath it.
Throws to the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's Parker. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the right. Zips it out to his man. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. And good coverage and better hands on that shot to the end zone. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. Here comes that Alabama offense. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack, get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game to win.
And look, this guy has some serious moves, and he tried all of them and still didn't get loose. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Stewart. Snagged in the middle, it's Ingram. He works his way inside the 40, but they stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down from the 38. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This field goal unit getting some serious run. They've already been out there 3 times. The kicker will try it again. The official says no good. And after the miss, fellas, still sitting on an 18-point lead.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal, miss, make, rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but we left some points off the scoreboard there.
They'll move the wide receiver. Off the play fake on 1st down. He's got the tight end. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. They're going to run it. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. Arizona in a hurry.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. And the Wildcats come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Now the toss. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Fires to the right. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. And not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. Gets it out quickly. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Wants to fire on 2nd down. He's got it on the run. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play, in prime position for a score. Arizona lines up with a 1st and goal. Wants to go up top. Trying to bull his way in. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Second down, they'll go to the air. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. They desperately need to get the score here on 3rd and goal to have any kind of wild chance. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And a nice touchdown. Continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense. Continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Ready to try the point after. Splits the uprights. That touchdown drive covered 61 yards. They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Now the chance to take a knee and just put the finishing touches on this victory.
Yeah, and this offense has done their job, man. They've been so productive, built the lead. Listen, their defense has pulled their weight as well. But now, Jesse, you get to exhale, you get to breathe, and you know we got the W, and we played well.
And we got to think about where we're taking our girlfriend and parents for dinner. What side are we ordering with our giant steak? We've earned it in this game. Now it's time to go celebrate.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They boot it away on 4th down. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Takes a hit as he fires. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. Takes it the other way. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. Oh, that was a pretty rough showing there by this team. Just couldn't find a way to get things going and come up with the win.
Just got outplayed, Reese. There were moments in this game. There were plays to be had and plays to be made. At the end of the day, they just did not execute well enough in any of the 3 phases on any side of the football. So, David, moving forward, a lot to take away from this game as they try to.
A lot to take away and a lot to learn from. I mean, losses definitely hurt. They sting, but a lot of times most teams refocus and they get a sense of urgency now that they got a loss in that column. So watch the tape, watch what you need to improve on, and go attack it in practice.
That's going to do it for us here, and for these two teams, that's going to do it for a season. Another bowl game in the books, and a season is wrapped. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer and our entire crew behind the scenes, I'm Reese Davis signing off, and we'll see you next season for another presentation of EA Sports College Football.